Have you ever been floating along, having a good day, and then all of a sudden you get around somebody that is clearly not having a good day? Suddenly their stress becomes your stress and your day goes completely wrong. That is secondhand stress. And today we're going to be talking all about what you can do when someone spills their stress all over you. Hello and welcome back to my channel where you are what matters. Today we're going to be talking about stress. Well, not your stress. Well, it will be your stress when the other person's done with you, but then it'll be called secondhand stress. And just like secondhand smoking, it's bad for you. And if you like videos about stress or productivity or motivation, now's a great time to go down and hit the subscribe button below so you don't miss a video. The thing about stress is that your own stress can actually be helpful. It can help you focus, work faster, make better decisions. But that's the stress that comes from something that you're trying to do. And if you channel it back into whatever you're working on, it can actually help. However, if there's someone that's just handing you a bunch of stress and you don't have anywhere to channel it, it becomes this negative energy that turns into the stress that is actually bad for you. Especially if you came into this conversation where they handed you their stress and you were already stressed beforehand. So this secondhand stress thing, how does that even happen? There is a big thing going on in your brain that basically means that emotions are contagious. Humans are essentially pack animals. We used to live in tribes, and to some extent we still do. PTAs, family groups, office work groups. Originally, tribes were for survival. A human alone would have to do all of the work that it takes to stay alive. Finding food, making clothing, fighting off predators, building shelters. A tribe allows that work to be spread out amongst other people, which increases the chances that you will stay alive. And staying alive is basically all that Stone Age man wanted to do. Well, stay alive and make more humans, but that is definitely another video. If you would have gotten kicked out of a Stone Age tribe, it was very likely that you were going to die, and so it was in the best interest for you to get along with everyone. In order to help that happen, our brains have developed what are called mirror neurons. You yawn, I want to yawn. You smile, I smile. You're crying, I'm sad. And you're stressed, now I'm stressed. The problem is that we developed this hive mind coping mechanism when we weren't really hanging out with that many other people. An average hunter-gatherer tribe would be about 100 people. If you live in a city, you probably come in contact with 100 people before you finished your coffee. And you might say, well, I don't know all those people. I don't even talk to all those people. You don't have to talk to them. You don't even have to hear them. You can get stressed out simply by seeing someone else that is stressed out. Yuck. Then, to top it all off, you can get secondhand stress through your screens. Emails, texts, random articles that your Facebook friend posted. Thanks, person I've never actually met before, for making me feel miserable. In fact, we are so sensitive to other people's stress that you can actually get a cortisol spike from smelling the sweat of someone who is stressed. So while you may not come in direct contact with someone like an energy vampire, you can still get stressed from all of the people that are around you. You might not even be conscious of where the feeling started. You just know that you woke up fine and now you're not. So now that you know that secondhand stress can basically come from anywhere, it's time to figure out how to manage it. The first part is learning how to manage yourself so that you are not constantly walking around in a stressed out state. And the other is to learn how to manage your interactions with other people so that you both come off better instead of more stressed. Step one is dealing with your own stress. Since I stress myself right into burnout, and now that is something that I help other people deal with, I have done quite a few videos about stress on this channel. I will put one up in the cards, and I will also link some more down in the show notes below. However, someone whose work that I enjoy a lot and have not talked about is Shawn Achor. He is an author and a speaker on positive psychology, and he actually has a really great TED Talk that I will also link in the show notes below. Shawn has a great list of 5 things that you can do every day that will help you quickly get your stress under control. These things are writing a 2-minute email praising someone you know, writing down 3 things that you're grateful for, journaling about a positive experience for 2 minutes, doing cardio exercise for 30 minutes, and meditating for just 2 minutes. Now, you don't have to do all of these 5 things, but this sucker clocks in at under 40 minutes. So all things considered, it is a very short routine to help you manage stress on a daily basis. If you did this as, say, your morning routine or your evening routine, it would go a long way in helping you manage your stress, which will then increase your productivity and your overall level of happiness. However, having said that, one of the things that I don't think that we stress enough in the mental well-being and really the personal development space is that something is always better than nothing. If you can't read a whole chapter, then just read 5 pages. If you can't meditate for 10 minutes, then just do 3 or take 5 slow breaths. If you can't work out for 30 minutes, just do 10. It all counts. It all matters. If you can't do this entire list, then just pick 2 of the things and go with that. Eventually, you're going to see the benefits, and you'll probably end up having more time so that you can incorporate more things to help yourself. And if you need more help trying to figure out how to make a stress management system for yourself, then I'm going to link a video that I did up in the cards of stress management techniques, and some of them only take 5 seconds. The next part of a stress management system for yourself is avoiding or at least setting boundaries with the energy vampires that you have in your life. As we've established, it's basically impossible to avoid other people's stress. And if those people are family or friends, it's natural to want to help them out. In fact, it's possible that with your help, they will be able to resolve their stress and you will both come out feeling better. However, I am not talking about those people in your life. I'm talking about the energy black holes that you have in your life. The people that you could give and give and give to, and they will never ever be satisfied. These people are not actually looking to you for help. They are hoping to drag you down to their level so that you guys can pity party together. After all, misery loves company. There is little that you can do to help these kinds of people out. So instead, do what you can to avoid spending time with them or setting boundaries around how long you're willing to let them drain energy from your life. Your mental well-being will thank you. The last way to help yourself with stress is to simply change your mindset around it. People that believe that stress will cause a negative response have a negative response. People that believe that stress is helpful have a positive response to stress. Stress is actually there to help you in the short term. It's there to save you in case you're being chased by something that wants to eat you. It is the faster, better, stronger response. If you view stress in this life and you manage your stress in a healthy way, then once you go through a stressful period, you will be none the worse for wear. So stop worrying so much about stress giving you a heart attack and start focusing that energy into accomplishing something that will help you get that stressful thing off of your plate. Okay, on to managing other people's stress. As I said earlier, many of the people that you come in contact with on a day-to-day basis that are stressed are family and friends that you actually want to help. As long as these people in question are not known energy vampires, then there's no reason to turn tail and run on them just because they're stressed out. Meeting them with empathy and listening to understand will go a long way in helping relieve their stress. Just listen to what the other person is telling you about their struggles with the sole intent of understanding their situation. When you feel like you have a good grasp about what's going on, Ask where and how you could help. Even when there's not really anything that you can do, just listening and responding in this way might be enough to help the other person relieve their stress. This helps you by calming them down, which prevents them from getting their stress all over you. And it also helps prevent them from affecting a whole bunch of other people throughout their day. The next way to help with other people's stress is to be the change. If you've ever hung out with little kids, you know that happiness is contagious. If the adults laugh, the little ones will laugh too, even if they aren't in on the joke. Just like negative energy can spread, so can positive energy. In general, most people walk around roughly neutral. We all have a happiness set point that we return to, and that's kind of where we hang out most of the time. So if you were to walk into a room with a bunch of neutral people and one energy vampire, that energy vampire's goal will be to drag down the energy of the entire room. However, it is your goal to be the positive force. But don't focus on the energy vampire. As we've established, they are a bottomless pit and it's a lost cause. Focus your energy instead on bringing the neutral people to the positive side. If you can sway enough of the neutral people to be on the positive, then you will get control of the room and it will have a more positive energy. You will basically overwhelm the energy vampire. This might mean that you've really got to take control of your own energy. Before you are headed off to lead a room in a positive direction, you might need to work on getting control of your stress levels and focusing your energy. For example, if I go somewhere to a meeting, I will sit in my car before the meeting and visualize my energy increasing. I have this picture of it being a white ball of energy in the center of my body, and I will just do a short visualization where I imagine that little white ball growing and growing until it's not just filling my body, but it's being projected outwards. You can try this, or maybe you identified with some of the stress management tips earlier, or maybe you find something on the internet. Just experiment until you find something that works for you. What you'll notice eventually is that people will start to form habits around the way that they interact with you. If you are a more positive person, then they are more likely to have positive interactions with you, which will then make it easier for yourself to keep up the positive energy, which will then make it easier to keep the whole room going in a positive direction. The last way to help others is to share what you're doing. It's basically what I do with this channel. If you find a stress management technique that works, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with other people. It might not be the exact right answer for everyone else, but it might spur conversations, or it might cause other people to go out and figure out what will work for them. This is just another way that you are being a force for good in other people's lives. You don't have to come up with the ideas. You just need to share the books that you've read or the podcasts that you listen to, or, the YouTube channels that have helped you get to where you are now. Okay, question of the day. What are some stress management techniques that you have learned to help deal with someone else's stress? Let's help each other out by sharing some of the strategies in the comments below. Thanks everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please go down and hit the like button and also hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a video. If you're interested in more information about this topic, I'm gonna have a ton of resources that I already talked about down in the show notes, and I'm gonna post an article that I wrote about this topic. There will also be a link to my 5 Days to Less Stress program, which is a free email series to help you figure out all of the things that are stressing you out and how to get those off of your plate. And there will be a link so that you can get on my calendar and sign up for your free call with me so that you can figure out if coaching with me is right for you. Thanks everybody, and I'll see you in the next one.